everybody, it's Eric from Aquanuga. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the Filtral in-pond filters from Oase. These come in three sizes. There's a 400 model, an 800 model, and a 1600 model. We'll be looking at the 1600 today. Just a note as far as pond sizes, those model numbers are representative of the pond size that they're rated to handle. However, that is based on a pond with no fish. So the 1600 would do a 1600 gallon pond with no fish in it. If we're keeping a light to normal fish load, then that's going to cut that down in half. So that's going to be up to about 800 gallons. Or a heavy fish load, that's going to be just a 400 gallon pond or 400 gallons worth of filtration. So what we're going to pull when we start opening the box, first is going to be our diverter valve. Next is the fountain head kit. Each one of these does come with a spray head kit. Each has 3 different heads that you can choose which you like best, change them out as needed, whatever you want to do there. Have our instruction manual, and then the unit itself. So we'll start by just taking a look at what the unit itself encompasses. To get into the filter and where the pump is, we've got 4 clips, 2 on either side. Just take those, and then you can lift the top off. Your water is flowing through this graded top, first passing through the blue foam media, before then getting into the finer red foam, and finally to the ceramic media, then flows through the plastic bio media here. At that point, it's reaching the pump itself. It's a magnetic drive pump sitting inside this filter housing, and then pushes through the built-in ultraviolet light, before then going back out up into the display. So now that we know that, we'll put this back together. You do only have a 1 power cord that runs both the pump and the UV, so that's going to save your electrical outlet spaces. Right here, we do have a glowing indicator that tells us whether or not the UV light is functioning. So this is our discharge port for the display heads. Show you how that hooks up now. This part, we're going to set this aside for just a second. This is an extra aeration feature. Take all of our little pieces. Again, our different fountain head options. And now we're ready to install. The first thing that's going to go on is our diverter valve. You have the male threads here on the unit itself, and then on our diverter valve we have 1 port that is a female thread, so that is going to just go right on there. This diverter valve gives you full control of where the water is going to go, because you have the fountain head at the top, and you can divert water to run to a second source. Now just be aware though that if you do that, you're going to take away water from the spray, so it's going to be a less showy spray. Most people don't do that. They just turn that part off and then have all the water going to the fountain head, but that's up to you. So first what we're going to do is we'll take our fountain riser, and this can be retracted or extended to give you some the height that you need there. We'll put our nut over the top. This portion is kind of a bald section here. That's going to allow you, as you tighten that up, to alter the direction that that spray head is going. So if the pump is not sitting perfectly level on the pond bottom, you can still get a nice vertical spray coming off the top. So once that's tightened down and where we want it to be, we're going to put the fountain heads themselves on. So as I mentioned, we have 3 different spray heads. that is just determined by just this portion in the top. So you're going to use one of these three. Whichever one we choose is just going to be installed and threaded in place, and then the whole portion here threaded on top. And then you're ready to go. So if we're going to put the second port on, that's usually going to be reduced, so we use this little reducer fitting right here that just threads on, and then you can put a smaller hose on top of that, running to a small spitter or whatever else you wanted to do. Now, another quick note is, if we weren't going to do the spray head at all, we're still going to take this nut and we'll put it on this little step down fitting and do that. And this will take 3 different sizes of hose, and you can run that hose to a decorative feature as well, small spitter, small waterfall, whatever you wanted to do in that event. Now, back to the fountain head, and then I'll show you this aeration system. This is just going to inject some extra aeration. We'll hook that up, and it's just this little rubber hose. This is going to be the most common use of this side port. That's just going to attach right there. One end of the hose is going to go on that little fitting. Tighten that on up. Just going to go right on there. And then the rest of the hose, you'll see that as we get up to the top here, there's some clips. That's going to hold that in place. And then you can cut your extra hose off. Basically, this is just going to allow air via venturi to be pulled in to the system and coming out right here, so that you're adding some extra aeration as this is operating. Additionally, it did come with a few cable ties that we can just make sure that's nice and snug to the side of the riser post. And that is the Filtral 400, 800, and 1600. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.